Bigspin Podcast. I am Chris, and I'm here with arguably two of the most iconic people in fingerboard history. Martin and Denise from Blackriver. How's it going? How are you?
Pretty fine.
Pretty fine.
After the event weekend, but also super tired and exhausted.
Yeah.
But we all had a blast. So.
Absolutely. And what event are you making reference to?
I make reference to Fast Fingers 21,
21.
of course. The Fingerboard
Absolutely.
World Championship.
Absolutely. Martin, where are we right now? Give us some background as to where we are in the world. Because I'm a long way from home.
First, I feel really tired.
Okay.
The morning was like okay. I the first time I slept since weeks. It was like feeling.
But yeah, since we've been here, you both and everyone at the warehouse just running around. I love it, and that's why the event was so good.
Yeah. Toby told me yesterday he walked 18,000 feet on his phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
18,000 steps.
I was telling him. I was saying you might be the hardest working person here. He's flying around.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely. So I wanted to talk about Fast Fingers 21 first, just to give some context. But before that, Martin, where are we?
Yeah, we are at my yard. My lovely yard.
Lovely yard.
Yeah, in Schwarzenbach.
You're being modest, because this is not just a yard. This is beautiful. You got a skate park.
With a little bowl and mini ramp and
I love
lots of wildness.
You got the hot tub over there?
The hot tub, yeah.
You know, we almost did the podcast in the hot tub, but it was too hot. It was a little too hot for the hot tub.
Luckily not.
Yeah, maybe when we come back next year and we do a deeper dive, we'll have to do the hot tub. Yeah.
I would have died.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. Martin, so you built this, right?
Yeah, I built this with some help from friends from Minus Ramps 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The guys learned me how to work with concrete on this piece.
Wow. And is that the same with the half pipe back there?
No, the half pipe, it's like 7 years ago. And was like spontaneously in front 2 weeks before the Skate Fest started.
Okay.
It's like in August, the Skate
like
Fest.
that.
It was in August. So.
Okay. I like that. Fast Fingers 21, but not just that. The reason why we're here, it's obviously 25 years of Blackriver. So congratulations, to you both. That's huge.
Thank you.
Right? Absolutely. 25 years. I wanted to start from the beginning and do a brief overview of the last 25 years. I think if we sat here and tried to cover every little detail, we'd probably be here another week, right?
Yeah.
So online, it's very well known that Blackriver started in 1999. I wanted to talk to you, Martin, about what that looked like. So can you take us back and tell us where you're from, where you're born?
Where I born?
Where you're born?
I was born in Hof. It's like 15 kilometers from Schwarzenbach.
Hof.
And
Is that where the Burger King is at?
Yeah, where the Burger King was when you guys went.
We went twice since we've been here. It's prime.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes away.
Yeah, it's prime. And it's open late.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
it's 2 stories.
It's the only thing open late around here.
Yeah.
Normally at 8, it's everything closed.
Yeah, so it's open late. And you can get ice there. I've been looking for ice since we got here, so that's good. Okay, so you were born about 10, 15 minutes from here.
Yeah, and
right?
then I growing up in Schwarzenbach.
Okay.
And we have a lake around, and in the 80s was like a huge windsurf scene there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we had a surf shop in Schwarzenbach back then, a windsurf shop. And then when we went kids, we was running in the shop like, hey guys, we need skateboard stuff. And then we based like a little seed of skateboarding in Schwarzenbach.
Okay.
And since then it was growing. So
What's the population in a village like this?
7,000 people.
7,000 people.
And we had a surf shop in the 80s.
Yeah, I was about to say, with that small of a population. So what was the skate scene like then, though? Because with 7,000 people, I can't imagine there was many skaters.
Yeah, we went like 8 to 10 kids.
Wow.
We went a good crew.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was comes the name Blackriver from.
Mm-hmm.
Because Schwarzenbach means Schwarz, it's black, and Bach normally is creek, but our English knowledge back in the day was like a Bach is like a river. So that came like Black River, Schwarzenbach.
Okay.
And the name was created with this crew. So we went in Schwarzenbach the skate crew, and we called us the Black River skate crew back then. When we went I don't know, 12.
How old were
14.
you at this time? You said about 12, 13?
Yeah, young teenager age, I would say.
It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Denise, where are you from? Where were you born?
I was born in Eastern Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It's a city called Meißen. So maybe someone knows Meißen Ceramics, like that was famous
Okay.
for that city. But my parents went away from Eastern Germany back then, and I grew up in Coburg, which is in the same area here, but like 1 hour, let's say 1 hour west from here. That's where I grew up, and I came here I met Martin and I studied here. Yeah, this is how I ended up being here in that area.
Perfect. Did you start, because I understand you used to skate when you were young as well, right?
I started skating with 19 when I arrived here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You started skating at about 19, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you also part of the Blackriver crew, or was it still a thing
no,
at that time?
No. Those
Early
were
on.
the local guys.
Okay.
Years before,
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Okay. So 1999, you take a trip to, was it the U.S.?
No, it was 89 was.
89. Okay.
Year before.
89 or 98?
98. Oh.
98. Okay. I was going to say, wait a minute.
It was 98.
Okay.
I was back then. I was big in snowboarding.
Okay.
Then I was on a 3-month trip to Utah,
Okay.
and in Salt Lake City, I stepped in the skate shop. There was an indoor mini ramp skating there, and I stepped in, and then there was a Black Label tag deck.
Yeah.
And back then, I was a huge fan of Black Label. Was also inspiring for Blackriver.
Yeah, Black Label. Okay.
no. And I bought it because of the graphic with the elephant on it. And then the board was laying around on my desk half a year or something, and I used it like a matchbox car.
Yeah.
With 50s and stuff. And then my friend Bessie comes around. It's a Schwarzbach local. He comes around and built a really crappy mini ramp. Like, but it works.
Oh, for fingerboards?
Yeah, for fingerboard. He was like,
Okay.
hey, let's ride the thing. And was like, what? And then we spent nights doing blunt fakie. And yesterday at the interview, I told the spark for Blackriver was kind of like a blunt to fakie in the mini ramp because it feels like a blunt to fakie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I got a clips of you skating on Dave's board, that big chip board.
Oh yeah.
And you were ripping it.
Yeah, in the pipe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah,
It
I
was
got-
the only minute I fingerboarded on fast fingers.
Yeah. You were
Was
running
this
around.
moment with Dave and this big board.
You're running around.
I told him I have to do a lean to tail. And then I did a lean to tail. And after that, it was like, okay, I do it. Because I know Dave knows Klaus Grabke. And I did a Klaus to tail.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Madonna to tail with a finger flip spin.
Yeah.
Board
I got you in the vlog. We got it.
And
I'll
it
slow-mo
looks
the clip.
awesome with a extreme
The
wide
big
fingerboard.
board?
Yeah.
Since we're talking about your fingerboarding, I wanted to ask, legend has it you created your own fingerboard trick?
Some.
Some?
The digging sack.
Yeah?
It's called digging sack, yeah.
What is that like?
It's I don't
How can you describe it? We don't have fingerboards, but
I don't have the words for
this is
describing.
a little nugget from Nash from Sorry.
Ah, okay.
He said, "Be sure."
It's a trick. There, the digging sack. You have to do it switch. Then it's a digging sack, and when you do it normal, it's a normal. It's a switch digging sack.
Okay.
It's a little bit confusing, but
Okay. You're gonna have to show me after.
it's a switch trick with a normal name, and when you do it switch has a normal name.
Wow. I'm officially confused. You have to show me after.
That's a digging sack.
Yeah.
And
have
you
to
can do it in the transition too. So, and
gonna have
in the transition you can do a kickflip into digging sack, and
Okay.
then you can revert it.
Okay, Jake, you writing all this down? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to show us after.
For sure.
Denise, talk to me about your first experience with fingerboarding.
So my first experience with fingerboarding was when I met Martin, because he already started it. We met in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And so back then it was like a garage thingy. Like Martin had a skate shop in Fatigau and, like a little side room, like garage style.
Okay.
That was the state back then of the company.
Okay.
Or of
So-
Blackriver.
Yeah.
And that was my first experience. Then I think pretty in the beginning, we went to the ISPO, like in Munich. That's a sports fair.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a booth there. So there I met all the people first.
in the early days, we went a lot of fairs and expeditions, especially spot fairs. And yeah, that's...
But I
Wow.
couldn't believe it in the beginning. Like, what the fuck are they doing? You know?
Yeah, it seems a bit wild. Like when you first see fingerboarding, it's wild because it's like, what are they doing? They're playing with toys.
You can't
that's pretty
believe
wild.
it.
So-
Like, it's kind of surreal
Yeah.
a little bit, I think.
Prior to 2002, weren't fingerboarding. Martin kind of introduced you
Yeah.
to that.
Not
Okay.
at all. I did not even know that it exists.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty niche hobby. Pretty niche hobby.
Especially back then, you know?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
back then there was like, I don't know whether there was no international scene or anything.
Just tech around.
There was
Just
just a
tech.
little German scene because Martin started
Mm-hmm.
3 years before, but anywhere else there was no
Nothing like that.
scene. Yeah.
That's crazy. I know we talked about the ramp that your friend made, right? And you guys are sessioning on it. At what point did it kind of hit you like, we need to make a better version of this? Like when did your wheels start to turn that would ultimately lead to Blackriver?
First second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was the ramp there, and I tried it like, fuck, we need better surface. Fuck, the coping is too far out. You know, like just that's. I want to. If it goes about skateboarding, I want to have the best ramp, and you know,
Yeah.
like the best.
What was the
equipment.
first? So the ramp that your friend made, was it like cardboard or what was it?
Yeah.
Real
cheap
DIY.
wood, cheap wood. Let's say.
Cheap
It was
wood. Okay.
kind of like cardboard stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the following 2 weeks,
Mhm.
I built it around 10 ramps, different transitions, different coping sizes, different weights, different short, flat sizes and stuff. And then after the 2 week, the Big Mama was in front of me. And then
the Big Mama. That was the first. That was the first
This was
official.
yeah, that was the first, the Big
Wow.
Mama. So and then we had the idea. At that time, I was also big in wave riding, surfing, but no waves around here in this area.
Yeah.
So the first idea was like we sitting around. Okay, let's build a mound of ramps. Like you put it in a truck, and then we drive to the World Championship to Münster back then, and sell them there, and then going surfing. That was the first.
That was a thing.
The first. The first thing we had
Okay.
to earn money with the
Selling the
ramps.
The first business plan
Yeah, the
was
first-
selling
the
a
first-
ramp and
the
going
first
on a
business plan.
surf trip.
Hey, you
I was
got to get
selling
it done.
A truck full of ramps.
Yeah,
and
get some
then
gas
going
money.
with all the friends surfing. This was like the first
That's pretty
business
sick.
idea we had.
And then, so talk to me about the design, though, right? For the first one, did with any of your designs, because you design all the ramps, right, for Blackriver?
Yeah.
So when it comes to designing, I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but even for that first ramp, when you're designing it, talk to me about that process. Like, do you draw it out? Do you just kind of wing it? Do you have an idea going into
Just
it, or
go for it.
just go
like
for it?
Like the skateboard we built at the Fast Fingers location.
Uh-huh.
It was not an idea in the room. And then Nathan and I, we went at 11 p.m. We eat it. We totally destroyed sitting there and eating. And then I watched the scenery. I saw the cake. I saw the cake with the candles on it. And I told to Nathan, dude, it's 25 years of Blackriver. We need a skateboard.
Yeah.
And 3 hours later, Nathan was like, what the fuck? We stand there and put the 6-meter skateboard on the wall.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
that's
like-
right.
Like
Mike
out of nothing,
traced
then-
out the skull and stuff, right?
Yeah, this would.
It was all just traced out by hand.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. I
And-
mean, we walked in and it was like no skull. And then it was like 10 minutes later, there you are just hacking it up.
Yeah.
So have you always been good with because it's, what is it, carpenter, right? Like working with wood?
When I was young, I learned carpenter. Like
Okay.
in Germany, you do like those jobs. You do 3 years, and then you get a paper. You are a carpenter. You have to go to school and stuff like. Yeah, I did this, and the first skate ramps I built, I was 10.
Really?
So I was like into.
Are we talking skate ramps
skate
like
ramps, mini ramps, like I have in
skateboard,
the
right?
house.
Not fingerboards.
Skateboard ramps. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was 18. I built my first. This was like kind of like the second biggest skate hall in Germany. I built.
Really?
There was 18.
Wow.
So I was huge in building skate ramps and stuff back then.
Yeah.
And then it was like easy to step into building the fingerboard ramps.
Yeah. When it comes to like building transitions, do you prefer pull coping or do you prefer rails?
I don't.
Whatever.
Whatever.
No
counts.
preference.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the diamond coping.
Ooh,
Now.
the diamond. Yeah, there you go. Nice
We-
plug.
It's a park down there with
Uh-huh.
some. Was heißt Schrauben? with some screws, you know, the screw coping, the one part.
Yeah, yeah.
This was like the spark to.
Yeah, the
We have
yeah.
to bring the diamond coping. I love it
yeah.
in skating big time. It's the same. I love it, the diamond coping.
Absolutely.
So we had to bring this.
I like that. Let me ask you a question. So both of you come from a skating background. I'm not sure what it was then, but now there seems to be this like group, or maybe not a group, but there's skaters who will sometimes look down on fingerboarding, right? A lot of people may not realize that Blackriver from the start has always been not only fingerboarder owned, but skateboarder owned. What are your thoughts on that? Does someone have to fully appreciate fingerboarding? Do they have to have skated, you know, in their life, or can someone just pick up fingerboarding and it's totally fine, they get a pass?
So
You.
yeah, so for me it doesn't matter. Whoever wants to fingerboard can fingerboard. If you're a skater, it's nice, and if you're not, you're not. You know, it's a separate thing. But I mean, I think a lot of fingerboarders skate just because it's related, and
Yeah.
you know, it's a short way from one thing to the other. But I don't care. Like, honestly,
No
So,
worries.
No.
What are you, Martin?
Not at
What do you
all.
think?
Yeah, I love if people outside of skateboarding, fingerboarding grab fingerboard, because it brings skateboarding in their mind.
Yeah.
And I don't care about someone skate with a finger or with a feet. It's for me personally, it goes everything in the mind, and there's the same.
Absolutely.
Yesterday I told someone it's for me it's fingerboarding is skating without the adrenaline thing. And in skateboarding, the last point in my personal view is the last point in skateboarding is adrenaline. I don't like the adrenaline thing in skateboarding. In my personal.
But I think
No worries.
that
Perspective.
comes from people like who want to be hard and want to be cool, and
Yeah.
you know, and then like, what the fuck are they doing? They're
Yeah.
fingerboarding. Like, that's not hard.
Yeah.
And but you know, neither Martin nor me are like that. So
I see it at the skate shops. We are try to deliver skate shops.
Yeah.
We do deliver skate shops since 25 years, and I recognized a lot of skateboard shops. They are in fear, especially in Germany, and they're in fear to putting fingerboarding in the store because it gets childish.
Yeah.
So, and the last 2 days was Fast Fingers. Did you see a lot of kids?
No.
No,
Yeah.
it's adult.
It's very much
So-
as much as I understand the sentiment when people say it's just a toy. It's a lot more for a lot of people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
and-
it's a serious hobby.
In the reality is like that was the skate shop has fear from is the opposite. The core and the most all the guys. So it's not a childish thing.
Yeah.
plus, even if they should be happy if kids come to the skate shop,
Yeah.
you know.
You think you're just building the scene, you would think, but let me ask. So we talked about the name, right? Talk to me about the iconic logo, because you if you don't, even if you don't see Blackriver, if you see the skull and crossbones, you know what it is. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Misfits,
Okay.
and a huge fan from the Krümel Monster. You know, Sesamstraße, like the
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, I don't know. Does
Okay.
this
Is that
exist?
Cookie Monster?
yeah, the Cookie Monster. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. When you really look, the Blackriver skull is a mix between the Cookie Monster and the Misfits hat.
You just blew my mind, Martin. You just blew 5,500 miles away from my house. You just blew my mind.
Yeah, that's what
Cookie
the
Monster.
Cookie Monster and Misfits hat in one.
And this whole time, I'm sitting here thinking it's like a pirate. It's like a tough pirate, and it's Cookie Monster.
We pirates for sure, but
Yeah.
But also Cookie
yeah,
Monsters.
Cookie Monsters. And the Scarlet ID in the end was like, fingerboarding is fucking danger.
Yeah.
It needs the skull. That's
Yeah.
it's like
The Cookie Monster skull.
Yeah, that was like
I like that. I think we need a
the way to come
Cookie
to
Monster
the-
graphic.
Yeah,
That would be really tight. That'd be really
the Cookie
sick.
Monster eating Misfits hats.
Yeah, there you go.
Be
Man,
a nice graphic.
that'd be fire. Someone's new pro graphic. Man, damn. Okay. So Martin, I have a question for you. So in 2002, talk to me about the decision to bring somebody on, Denise, to Blackriver. What was that mindset like to bring someone in and essentially have someone help you with the brand?
We fall in love.
Oh, wow.
and we lived together.
Okay.
And then Denise helped out a lot. It turns from helping out to helping out a lot
Okay.
to
Yeah, I think because we have
be a
way
huge part.
different skills.
Yeah.
Whereas Martin is, comes from skateboarding, knows the people there, is creative, does the ramps and all this kind of stuff, and does an amazing job there. But I'm more like structured, and I'm also creative, but but in a different way. So this is what connected us, I think, because I think if you just have a skater and like a business person, it would not work. I'm not a business person at all, but I'm like, pretty structured and stuff and organized.
Yeah.
So I think it just melded together well, or it fit well together.
Well, no, it's a beautiful partnership because it's whatever it is working. You know what I mean? 25 years means something. That doesn't come easy. So, again, congratulations on 25 years. I did want to ask about the early ramps about Blackriver, right? In the sense that when it comes to the ramps, we talked about you design all them, right? Walk me through what it's like to design a new ramp. So what's that process like? How does it from start to finish? What's that like for you?
The early days, or
yeah, we talked about the early days. I mean, has it changed much?
Yeah, in the early days or early years, my mind was like, okay, the future of fingerboarding is transition riding.
Oh, okay.
Because back then there was not that really technical. Winkler did kickflip. It was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
And then Ditchy comes around and he did kickflips like a robot. It was like, what? That was like the highlights, let's say.
Okay.
And then, but I was thinking because of the flow and stuff, and it was like, okay, the future goes to transition skate. Then the first ramp was only transition. Like you saw at the parks, the spine big minis. This was like the first park I ever built.
Okay.
It was like not a street park. It was like
it was a lot of transition.
Park. Yeah.
Okay.
And then start slowly with the street stuff. Like the early curb cuts, they had transition. It was not like ollieing; it was like floating in. Floating kickflip.
Is that kind of where the where the proportion size comes from? Because I noticed some of the older parks, we're talking massive.
The 7 meter park, you have a 1 meter 50 gap for kickflips and shit.
Oh yeah,
like Basti Kiefer did those tricks in contests back in the day.
Wow.
Or Micha. The Micha, he makes also huge back then.
Bunch of ramps.
No, huge kickflip stuff.
Oh, okay.
Michael Zimmer.
Kickflips. Okay.
And Basti Kiefer went to guys, they fingerboarded those spots really lit.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, because looking at some of the proportions, it's like super fun.
It was
but you
like
kind of got to realize, man, these guys are a different beast.
Yeah.
To kickflip like 3 feet in the air, that's wild.
That was back then.
That's super wild. When it comes to ramps, right? Ramps from the past. A lot of people talk about like bringing back older ramps. The D-Rex ramp, people ask about all the time. What goes into considering bringing back like ramps from the past?
So, like this, I don't know. Sometimes it's just an idea from us, and we just do it, because I don't know. And sometimes it's because people don't stop asking, and they are really keen on something.
Okay.
I think this is the way how it works.
It's like with a Mike Schneider rooftop.
Well, yeah.
The rooftop rail.
With the rooftop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike asked me since a couple of years, bring it back. And the problem was like the rail was too expensive because it was laser cut.
Oh, okay.
So it was like really expensive.
We're talking about the A-frame rail?
Yeah, I mean the A-frame rail. So, and then that's the reason we stopped it.
Yeah.
Because it was too expensive.
Yeah.
And then Mike asked me years, like, bring it back. And people asked, bring it back. And it was like, I need an ID. I don't find an ID to get rails. They're not too expensive to get them. Mm-hmm. So for bigger market thing.
And I actually seen the new rails at Fast Fingers.
Yeah, and then it was like out of nothing, just in the night, was like a spark. Oh, holy! I know how to make the rail.
Yeah,
so and the other day was going back.
Yeah.
Did a skizze?
A sketch.
A sketch.
Yeah.
And then we produced them prototypes. And
Yeah.
Fast Fingers was it?
I was about to say they're fire, and
So,
I like how you did the half too.
Yeah, that's the. I saw it. The people cutted it
Uh-huh.
and used it like the half.
Use the half. Yeah.
So now we want to bring it on the market. With like
That's
you can
so
choose
sick.
both. And
That's
in
so sick.
fall, the Mike Schneider ramp comes back.
Yeah.
on the market.
That's gonna. People are gonna go crazy over that.
So that stuff, it's not really planned.
Not
Most
planned.
It comes
Okay.
from the
So
moment.
if a lot of people do want a certain ramp to come back, you're saying they should spam your DMs.
no,
No, Toby will go crazy if he has to answer.
Oh yeah, we gotta take it easy on it. We gotta
But
take it
maybe
easy on
we
it.
should do like
Let the fans vote.
Yeah, something
Right?
like this.
Yeah, because you did a release madness last year, right? Are we gonna get? Can we expect something like that this year? Are we doing that
not
yearly?
in
Or?
this
Yeah.
massive.
Like that
madness.
was crazy. Like that took a lot of our capacities
Yeah.
to do it because
You released a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, it was a wild ride, let's say it
Yeah.
like this. And this year we said we focus on Fast Fingers and the 25th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So
Okay. Do ramps ever get made into prototypes and then just never see the light of day
Yeah,
all the time?
all the time.
We're gonna have to see those before we leave, Martin.
Not that much. It's like periods. A lot
Okay.
of time no thinking about ramps, and then popped up. Okay, I have a new idea, or
Uh-huh.
Team Rider comes. Like now, it's in mind a new ramp from Chris Kraft. It's in the pocket since a year something, is it, Chris?
Wait, so
Needs the time.
is this a Bigspin exclusive? We're getting a second Chris Craft Pro ramp.
Yeah.
I've been asking that guy for months to show me what he's been working on.
It needs the time. It needs
Okay.
the time. It's
I feel that.
It's
I feel
so many things. So, but it comes, Chris.
I like that. And then real quick, I did want to touch. I know you were mentioning that you were also a creative yourself, right? And aside from Blackriver, I just wanted to touch on your side, like En Voyage. Can you talk to me a little bit about the name and just where that comes from?
So back in the days, I studied computer science and graphic design,
Mhm.
and that was actually an art project I did. I did at university.
Mhm.
It was like a character with my head just on a cardboard, and I just copied. I copied myself
Yeah.
and placed this on. Rail wagons, like freight train
Mhm.
thingies, and took a series of pictures. So that was the name for that. But then I continued using the name because for other projects too, because it just fit well. And then
It's
in
a good
the end,
name.
I kept up keeping this for the projects because it. First of all, I like to travel, and I used to take a lot of pictures traveling. Plus, I'm not very. I'm not a nerd about a certain thing, so I like to travel in my head. So one day I do this, so I wrote poems and songs, and then the other day I do photography or draw
So very
something.
artsy, very creative.
Yeah, but all over the place. So that's why I thought En Voyage is a good name.
I like that. Going back to talking about Blackriver transitioning right into, I guess, the years that we're not a new company anymore. At the time when Blackriver started and you really started like pumping out ramps, were there other well-known companies that were doing ramps, or was there a need for it?
No.
And that's where it came from.
Back then, when I was coming home from the Utah trip,
Yeah.
and then I was like playing with like a car toy thing, and then coming into the plant thing. And at that moment was like, I need some equipment. So I watched hours, searched in the internet. Back then was like new in Europe, around 2000 or 99 thing.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Buckletown. This was like a belt company something. They made plastic something ramps.
Okay.
And then was Tech Deck with the ramps.
Yeah.
3-4
But
ramps they
nothing
had.
like high quality professional.
That was the spark Blackriver started. It was like no one out there with a sense of quality, and back then was like my mindset was like when you have a good skate ramp, you have the most fun. It means like if the coping is like perfect, centimeter there, surface all perfect, you have the most fun.
Yeah.
And there, I searched product. There was nothing out there, and then it was like one of the Sparks things.
That's awesome.
We need in this thing.
Yeah.
We need professional.
We needed the pro
gear.
ramps. Yeah, the pro gear.
Because
There was a space for it.
It has the value to have it.
Yeah.
Like when we fingerboard, we were like hours.
You need it. Yeah, yeah.
We were like, what? How intensive this is. Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. There's definitely a professional feel to it, you know, with fast fingers in the competition, with the trucks, the wheels, the decks, the ramps. We needed, you know what I'm saying? Like professional gear is needed for just about any hobby.
Yeah,
so that makes sense. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, so when you want to buy something from Blackriver, right? Like even in the States, a couple options. You can order off the Blackriver site. You can essentially go through like a third party. Like if you're in the States, you can get your stuff from Slush Cold or just anything like that. But when it comes to a storefront, I understand that there was 2 storefronts, if I'm not mistaken, for Blackriver. Talk to me about the first storefront. What was that like?
You mean the shop in Berlin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, at one point we had the idea to open a shop,
Okay.
but obviously not Schwarzenbach because there are not that many customers. So we made the plans to open a store in Berlin because Timo Kranz was there and he was into it as well. So that's how
his dream was to open a fingerboard store
Okay.
there, and then comes both dreams together.
Yeah. And so that's how we got the Blackriver store?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how it ended up.
Was it one store or was it 2 stores?
No, it was one store.
Just one store?
Yeah, one
Okay.
store.
Okay. And so, I mean, obviously it's not the Blackriver store now. Was it just that there was just not like a space for it, or did we reach a point in time where it just didn't make sense? Or what was the driving factor to kind of pull back on a storefront?
At one point, like it was running or going really badly economically in the company, plus in the store too. So, and we just needed to cut down projects and ideas because we didn't have, the economic means
to keep it going.
to keep it going, and that's why we had to close it. But then Timo said he wanted to. He doesn't want to close it. He wants to keep going, and then this is why he did
just
the
has it
Aussie
today.
store then, and it is still
Still going.
yeah, still going, and
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I
Perfect.
think it's easier for him than it was for us because we had all the administration costs of employees, and now he's self-employed, so it's way easier, I think, to finance the whole thing.
I like that. Any chance for a third or a second storefront in the future, or no?
Not at
we
the
we
moment.
like how we like how we're doing it.
Not in the moment.
I like that. Okay.
I mean, I thought it would be great, but we know that it's a lot of work because we did it already, and I don't know if there would be another one. I wouldn't do it in Germany, I guess. I would rather prefer to have one in the US because I think you guys have an amazing scene. So, but that's a lot of work and
huge.
right at the
overseas.
moment beyond our capacities, I would say.
Okay, so we'll put a pin in it. Maybe later. I like that. Okay, I wanted to. So I know we talked about ramps, the early ramps, stuff like that. I also wanted to touch with you because I believe you designed all the parks too, the big parks.
Yeah.
The G series parks.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually just saw the G1, right? That was sick.
No, it's G2.
Oh, it's G2.
G1 is lost.
Oh no.
Really?
We were given misinformation, Clay.
Yeah.
I like that. No worries. Okay, so we
G1
saw
is
G2.
lost. Yeah.
Wait, what happened to G1? Let's not glaze over that.
It was the G1 I was given to my friend Flo from back in the day. He made bonsai concrete and he made the huge real stone parks.
Okay.
This guy and it was like he has a party area in his house and stuff, and we put the G1 there. And 3 weeks ago I told him, let's bring the G1 to the Fast Fingers. And it's gone. He don't know where it is.
Wow.
Someone was coming around and picking it up. I'm like, what? I don't know it. And
So there's a little piece of Blackriver
Piece of
history.
history lost
floating around.
somewhere in
if
the
someone
Bavarian
knows
woods.
where G1 is, please
Yeah.
let me know.
G1 is missing. We'll put a
Yeah.
missing sign
Yeah.
right here on the on the screen there for you. Since we're talking about the older ramps, just to backtrack just a little, the first ramp you made, do you still have that?
The first
The-
Big Mama? Yeah,
the
I
Big
have
Mama?
it.
We're gonna have to see that,
It's in the office.
Jake. We're gonna have to see that.
The ramp was on tour with Klaus Grabke back then with his band.
Yeah.
So all the people signed on it.
Oh, that's sick.
It's in the office. And
We
in
gotta
the end
check
of
that
the
out.
tour, he gave me the ramp back.
Oh, so you,
It was
dude.
you know Sump, the band, maybe?
No.
He went
no.
on the Vans tour, Vans Warp Festival.
Warp
in the
Tour?
States.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bands from Klaus Grabke.
Yeah.
He had a lot of bands.
Damn.
And he
that's
had them
awesome.
on tour and signed it. It's in the office.
Let me ask you: out of all the G series parks that exist, which one's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Favorite one. G8 is awesome with the waves.
The G8
We built this.
with the waves.
I built this with Boris Dici at Easter Sunday. So
Really?
we listened to the speak of the Pope.
Okay.
to building the G8 park.
Okay.
And Easter Sunday morning. That was stuck in my mind
When you put that one together,
yes. So
that's a story in itself.
And yeah, I like the G15. Is it the one you saw the last videos in my room
Okay.
with the down rail and the,
The down
long
rail?
flat rail?
Yeah.
So
I
the
think that-
base of all the G16, G17, the first of them,
Yeah.
those
Okay.
are I like a lot.
I like that. How many hours does it take to build one of those parks?
It can be fun to 3 hours to 30 hours.
Really?
Depends on how I'm into it.
Really? And so do you still so some of the smaller ramps, are those manufactured elsewhere?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
some manufacturers
That do, like local carpenters and stuff?
area, yeah. Denise
Yeah.
can-
Because so with Black River, one thing that when we got the tour, it seems like Black River is like everything's super local, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
as far as the manufacturing, I think Ollie was saying they use like recycled or like newspaper waste
Yeah.
for packaging. Okay, talk to me a little bit about that.
So the ramps, as we just heard, Martin has an idea, makes the prototypes, and then we give it to one of our carpenters. Which I think it's like 8 carpenters in the area, like within half an hour radius from here. And also like for the trucks and wheels, like I think the forest is like close to Nuremberg, so a little more than 100k away from here. We get our paper from the local newspaper, and most of the stuff is designed, and then we work together with an engineer for the more technical stuff to develop this with him, and he has some other companies, but it's all in the area.
I like that. Okay. Transitioning to talking about the trucks, right? BRTs are absolutely legendary. It's one of those things where it's like, doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you talk to a fingerboarder, if you ask them about the best trucks, there's going to be always someone that's going to tell you that BRTs are the best trucks, arguably. Talk to me about the decision, or like where your mind was at when you decided, okay, now we have the pro ramps, we need the pro trucks.
Yeah, first was the decks.
Okay.
We bring Berlinwood to Schwarzenbach for the production in
Okay.
2009, something was it? And put Elias in for the production.
Okay.
We made with Timo the first Berlinwood series.
So first the ramps, then we started doing the boards,
Okay. So let's
and
do
then
this.
the rest followed.
And then with the truck, you remember back then with the tech trucks and the O-rings and all that stuff.
They were
And
bad.
Yeah, it was.
Your wheel
we
flying
have to-
off
we have-
mid-trick.
Back then we
Still
have to change
happens.
this. We-
And it was the last missing piece somehow, because like as Martin said, his approach from the beginning was to have the same quality as with skateboards, so the same high quality.
Oh, yeah.
And and the trucks were the last missing part because it was super complicated
Okay.
back then. And
Well, let's do this. So the ramps came first, right? We talked about the ramps. Decks
Big
came
Mama
second.
was the
Yeah, the big, yeah. And then, so pro decks came second, right?
Yeah.
So let's touch on that for a minute, because there's people that have,
I think decks and wheels were at the same, round about the same time.
okay,
No, the
cool.
wheel was early with Winkler.
Yeah, but that's what I meant when
Okay.
we did the production.
And in the perspective of professional stuff.
Yeah.
It was like the ramp,
Uh-huh.
and then comes Winkler with the wheels in.
Okay.
And then comes Timo. He decided, it was not really working in Berlin, but with production, the boards. Let's bring
Yeah.
the boards to Schwarzenbach.
Yeah.
And then we started
Okay.
production with Elias. And after that, we decided, okay, we need the trucks now.
Let's do it. So let's talk about the wheels, since the wheels came second, right? So Winkler Wheels are legendary, right? Talk to me about how Winkler Wheels and Blackriver fit into the situation, because you always talk to people that will tell you that they essentially are the same wheels, but in your words, how do those kind of mesh together?
So I just try to chronologically
Sure.
tell how it all was going. And so in the beginning, Winkler had a couple of wheels, but it has always been, same with the decks of Berlinwood, it has always been like a matter of capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Like they worked with really, just one person in a cellar or something like this. So we did not have enough decks, we did not have enough wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided with Winkler and also Timo that it would be cool if we do it, because we have more capacity and structure and so on. And then it was like, it worked like a licensing model. But so first we produced the Winkler wheels, but then a lot of new wheels came out, like the Blackriver Martin changed shapes and stuff like this. And it, Winkler was not that involved anymore.
Okay.
And this is
Fair
also
enough.
why we decided to split ways at some point.
Okay.
Because, sometimes you start collaborations and then both parties have the feeling it's like
Go away. Part ways.
not working
Yeah.
that way, part ways, just because it's not on the same level anymore.
Okay. Fair enough. When it comes to the wheels, specifically Blackriver wheels, any chance we're going to get like full urethane wheels at any point?
We're working on.
Okay. That's all you need
It's
to say.
one of the
Okay.
5,450 construction sites we have.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But it's
Fair enough.
It's somewhere in the queue.
It's somewhere in the queue. Okay. Coming up, right? Coming up
Yeah.
project. Let's talk. So now let's move on to the decks. Got the ramps, got the wheels. Move on to the decks. We're just to bring up Berlinwood. So it was Timo doing Berlinwood.
Yeah.
Couldn't essentially keep up with the capacity. Now, are those made in house? I know the Blackriver decks are made in house.
Yeah.
We actually saw
And
that
then-
on the tour.
And then we was sitting together, Timo and Elias was thinking about coming to Schwarzenbach, living there.
Mhm.
And then we sitting together, and then we planned the production,
Okay.
how we make the machines, what we use for machines, and all that. And it was 2009 something, 2010.
Think so.
Yeah, and then we created the little workshop for the boards down there with
Yeah.
all the steps.
It's
by
not
step.
little anymore.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
a nice
yeah.
little workshop.
Yeah.
All the presses and everything like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then the first time we had Elias and Timo
Mhm.
building the boards.
Yeah.
And then was Elias going to Vienna back.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
we had three other guys. And then we had four guys building the boards with Timo.
Wow. Okay.
And then 2010, 11, 12.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. Talking about boards in the future, and I think I asked you this at Fingerboard Con 1. Can we expect a 34 anytime soon?
34?
34 millimeter.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the
Also,
in the short future.
future. Okay.
The point with the 33.3 was
Yeah. Wait, this is great that you're about to tell me. I asked Ollie. I said, "Hey, so what's up with the 33.3?" He's like, "I don't want to do a bad Ollie impression." He's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Okay, so this is great. So please enlighten me. Why
Okay.
33.3 and not just a 34?"
First we started with 29 boards. So everything, the machine,
Yeah.
the presses, all was like on 29 and 32.
Okay.
So, and then the scene was coming more the 34 boards. The people like, hey, make the boards wider
Yeah.
and stuff. So 33.3 was like the biggest size we can produce
Okay.
with our tools we had back then.
Okay.
So
Gotta work within your means.
33 thing. And then it was in the end, it was like a big thing in the scene. Everyone was like 33 millimeters.
Yeah.
And it was just like our tools was too small to get on 34 millimeters.
Okay, so you're just working with what you got. Okay, see, I was expecting this huge, like, the numbers mean something, but just...
No, it was just like, fuck, our tools are too small. It's
Wow.
the biggest size we can produce.
I love that. I love that. So no conspiracy theories on the 34.
No.
Okay, we can't confirm no conspiracy theories on the 34, but we do have them coming down the line.
We're working on a new production line.
I'm stoked.
So because the old
I'm hyped.
production line from Berlinwood is like now 14 years, something.
Wow.
So all the tools, all the presses, all the steps.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 years ago, we started overthinking all that.
Mhm.
What step we can make better, more
Yeah.
precision and all that. And in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we start a complete new production line.
It's gonna be
And with
wild.
this comes the 34 millimeters.
That's awesome.
So
Okay,
that's
fair enough. Fair enough.
the standing at the moment.
I know. I like that. Well, at least they're on the way. Let me ask, in currently right now, with the setup you have going on, a rough estimate, how many boards do you think you can pump out in a day?
Depends on how the workers are, and
Yeah.
from 50 to 200.
It's a lot of boards in a day.
Yeah, but it's depending on how many people work there.
Yeah, how
so
many
Right,
I
right.
think
work
one,
there, and
if there's one person, it's 50, and if there are two, it's 100. And if there were four, then it would
Okay.
be 200.
Okay, so roughly like one person to 50 boards.
around that.
Okay.
I would say the average is 50 boards.
Yeah.
50 boards a day? That's still impressive.
Oh, yeah.
That's still impressive. I like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Now-
we professionalized kind of like any step.
Mm-hmm.
So the getting mistakes out and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
hopefully it gets a little faster with the
Yes.
new production.
I like that. Okay. So we talked about the ramps. We got the wheels, then decks. Now let's talk about the trucks. Because that's the big thing. That's what people want to know about. When it comes to the BRTs, I know you mentioned that Martin wanted those to feel like real skate trucks. Talk to me about the design process for the silhouette that we know as the BRT.
Yeah, the one main point was like, you remember back then the tactic truck was like the wheels, the truck ended,
Mm-hmm.
and the wheel was like on that like
Sit
this.
flat, yeah.
Like this. So, and then we decide we need like the cone thing to get the truck go through the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
This was one main thing I want back then.
Yeah.
And
So you guys make a great team. I like that. I like that. A great team.
yeah, and I'm a big fan of design of the Indy truck
Okay.
back then. Now I'm a big fan of Avenue trucks.
There you go.
Evolution, you know.
There you go.
And yeah, it was like a little bit inspired by Independent.
Okay. So we can confirm there's a little bit of inspiration from Independent.
Sure, because
No, it's great. I mean, Independents are
iconic
great.
looking truck.
Yeah. BRTs look
The
great.
future will be the Avenue, the iconic looking truck, but this is
Yeah.
another story. But
Okay. Okay. Wait, side question. Do you prefer normal trucks on your skateboard or suspended trucks?
only Avenue for life.
Wow. Okay. Got to plug that. I like that. Okay.
The tattoo is coming.
I know. Oh, there you go. I see you got a sorry tattoo.
Yeah.
And I noticed you got a BRT or a Blackriver
There's a
tattoo.
skull, and Denise has one there.
Man, you're branded. I almost
I
feel
have
like
one there.
okay. Yes.
I have one here.
You know what you brand the ramps with? Any chance we can brand Clayton before we leave?
Let's do it.
Oof.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
know whether he wants to do that.
Yeah, there you go.
On the eye thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't want to be responsible for him hanging around in a German hospital.
I love that. That'd be awesome. All right, and then let's talk about the truck. So, are they all full? So every part of it's fully manufactured here in Germany.
In around this area. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, not many, like the parts itself, they are made by a machine.
Right.
So it's not made by hand with,
No,
you know,
of course.
but from a local company.
Yeah, Ollie was telling me about the that the machine had to be made. Is that right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that
For the trucks,
for the trucks.
the
Yeah.
molds
Okay.
to mold them and stuff, and a machine to make the axles,
Uh huh.
the Gewinde. What it Gewinde means?
I don't know that
You know where
word,
you,
but
the thing where you pull the screw on. You know.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
what
The
do you-
like the little rivets.
the rivets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tie 'em on. Okay.
It's really difficult to produce them in this size in a good quality.
Okay.
So we check them with microscopes.
Yeah.
Stuff. If it's bad made, it's like the this is like perfect.
Yeah.
And if it's bad made, it's like this, and then the nuts work not and
Yeah.
stuff. And we have to do a lot of quality control.
Okay.
A lot of
Yeah.
to get that.
To get just right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we also improve like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff over the years.
Yeah.
And still, can it happen? Then an
Yeah.
axle break or something. It's
Yeah. I mean, because we're on V3, right? With the little skull on the base plate and stuff. That's awesome.
But also technical stuff. We did
Yeah.
not just put the logo on it.
No, of course.
Like the main reason for putting the logo on it was because there was so much China fake around.
Okay.
So, but now we've already seen the 3.0
they copied
with
it.
the skull.
With the skull?
As a fake, yeah.
But
Wow.
one thing is the skull is not symmetrical. And
Yeah.
if you don't know it,
Yeah.
people mirror them,
Uh-huh.
and then it's like
So yes, make sure to buy
Yeah.
Blackriver trucks just from official retailers
Yeah.
and or our web shop, because anything else which comes from the black holes
Yeah.
of China.
Could you
like,
imagine they
that's
didn't
not
know
real.
they didn't know it was the Cookie Monster skull, so they're just using a random skull? That'd be awesome. Hopefully they don't watch this, whoever's pirating those trucks. But talk to me about as far as for who decides who's going to get a pro truck? Because I know we have Ramon's pro truck, the Roz,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I was telling him it's perfect branding with the name. Any chance that we're going to see a second pro truck for somebody else, or are we going to get Ramon trucks in any different sizes? There's tons of people asking about 32s.
it will be in the future. It's not just like, okay, let's bring them out.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of stuff behind.
Yeah, of course. Okay, but that's enough. That's enough.
And it's also like
plant the seed.
depending on the input of team riders, you know,
Yeah.
Ramon just saw like we had some raw hangers at the company, and I think he saw it, right?
And then with Ramon and Rom, this was like they play
was
with the name, it was
perfect,
like
yeah.
perfect. We're like, okay,
It was perfect.
and he earned it.
Oh yeah.
He earned it.
And by the way, he just won Fast Fingers 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It's
incredible.
It was insane.
It was incredible. I honestly, I don't think people realize just how high level fingerboarding you get out of Fast Fingers, because that finals was intense.
It was intense. Yeah.
That was intense. Shout out to all those guys. That was intense. What would you say is your best selling truck size, hanger wise?
I don't know.
I think it's
You're
the,
like, not sure. I like that. I just work here.
the silver
I like
X
that, Martin.
wide. The silver X wide.
Silver X wide.
Okay, 34s.
Yeah.
Those are my kind of trucks. I like that. Is there any story behind the gold screws and the gold nuts?
I love gold.
I love gold too.
Yeah.
We just liked it way more than the silver ones.
Yeah, and
so-
I have a little big gold fetish, let's say.
Okay. Gold fetish. I like that. I'll title this episode "Gold Fetish" with Blackriver. I like that. Okay. So, but no other like crazy story, no conspiracy theory. Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
You just like it.
Denise told about the changes with the Generation 3 and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like we made the holes a little bit bigger from the base plate
Mm-hmm.
to screw them in.
The base plate
The
is
whole- the
thicker.
Yeah, base plate is
Mm-hmm.
thicker.
Like a
little
reinforced
bit.
base plate.
So just little.
Okay.
Yeah. It's normal when you change a truck 10 times. It can't be happen that the screw is not holding.
Okay.
It's like so small.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. I can respect that.
and then
Alright.
we realized it because a lot of customers ask, oh, my truck
Changing it out. Yeah.
So and then we find a way to get it a little bit better.
Yeah. A little stronger.
Then we tested with some test screwing and it was like 20% better or something. And then we decided, okay, let's do this.
Let's do it. Okay.
It's a little.
Talk to me about because so one thing with Blackriver that I realized essentially being here is that it feels like Blackriver is big on family and big on community. So talk to me about the skate park project, because as I understand it, Marty, you've built multiple skate parks for the community. Is that right?
Yeah, in this area, I built around 15 parks and spots in a
Really?
circle of 30 kilometers. The last.
It's a lot of skate parks for
25
7,000 people.
Yeah. We have the most skate parks
Uh-huh.
on one place in Europe.
Mhm.
About the people living.
Yeah.
You know, in Berlin, you have 50 skate parks, but you have 5 million.
Yeah, whatever
People
that
living
is.
there.
Yeah.
You have like not much people living here, but every village kind of like has a skate park.
That's
there.
pretty sick.
And it's more my art building
Yeah.
the parks. I never make plans,
Okay.
just the idea, and then I speak with the cities. Like I'm not a building company with plans.
yeah.
I'm an artist, and the park costs like this. It will look like this, and then we build it like a painting a paper. So we
Okay.
start with one idea, and then the park grows.
And the city takes care of that cost.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
that's
a lot
awesome.
of talking with them.
Yeah,
and-
well, I
and-
imagine.
and
a lot of
yeah,
work.
and I don't do projects far from Schwarzenbach.
Yeah.
It's just in this.
So each skate
area.
park is like a mini passion project.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like it's skate parks, it's skate ramps itself. It's like, for me, it's like it has to feel good,
Yeah. Has to flow.
flow and feel good, and be
Yeah.
not like was heißt erschrecken? Erschrecken? Just I don't like skate park where the people go there and are scared to skating because it's too high or it's
Oh, okay.
really
So you like it to
huge and
flow,
stuff.
you like it
it's
to be
pretty
mellow.
Yeah.
Martin's parks are pretty playful, and
Yeah, but
Okay.
the
a lot of
philosophy,
fun stuff.
skateboarding has small wheels. We
Yeah.
need small ramps.
I feel
A
that.
bike has huge wheels. They need huge
Huge ramps.
ramps. And in
I feel that.
skateboarding is not existing with 1% of the pros in the media.
Yeah.
It's the 99% of normal people. They
Just
want to
normal
skate
people
and they
coming
don't
out.
want to get killed and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, it's learning
and
how to
that's
skate.
one of the main points I look for when I build a skate park or a skate ramp or stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I know skate park builders. They're like, oh, we have to do it raw and knar. Then
Yeah.
the people gets better. It's
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. Less
Yeah.
people start skating because
Yeah.
they're scared and they think, oh, that's only for
Yeah, a 10-foot
elite
half pipe.
and shit.
Yeah.
So you don't will find this stuff in my skate parks.
Okay, sounds good. Talk to me about the family aspect of it, because it seems like when we're there, is it ran to a couple moms, ran to a couple dads,
Grandmas.
grandmas. So
Yeah.
how important of a factor is family to Black River as a company?
So for Fast Fingers, it's super important because we wouldn't be able to make the event happen
Uh-huh.
without their help because we don't have that much staff. So
Yeah.
and they also enjoy it. Like they enjoy meeting the people and stuff. So that's good. And also friends help with the setup and because basically it's apart from the daily business of shipping orders, invoices,
Right, because that doesn't
building
stop.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the people in the company are occupied by this,
Mhm.
and it's Martin, Ollie, Feeler, and me who do the plans and the projects, and so we are basically four people working
people, yeah.
on for all the extra projects. So it's super important, and for the company, I mean, Martin's parents are retired.
Mm-hmm.
But they still help because they want to do it. They have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And my parents officially work at the company, and it just developed like this. Back in the days, we looked for a carpenter because we couldn't keep up with the ramp production, and my dad is a carpenter. And
There
he
you go.
was very unhappy with his work back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
And so we said, like, why not ask my dad because he's a carpenter, and I know he doesn't like his
job, yeah.
right now. And yeah, then he started building ramps at his cellar.
Wow.
And at some point, it was really bad in the company, and we said, you can't just build ramps. So we have to fire you, but you don't want to fire your dad. So
Yeah, that'd be
we
awkward.
said, like, you have to take over other jobs.
Yeah.
And this is how he ended up being in Schwarzenbach then, and he's also involved in the fingerboard production. And
That's awesome.
he is doing the whole purchasing
Yeah.
materials and stuff.
That's awesome. Okay. As far as for the best way to grow, obviously your brand or Black River in this case, it's going to be getting out there, getting with the people, getting with the scene. Talk to me a little bit about the Black River tours, because everyone that I talk to, all the team riders, all the team riders that we interviewed at the Fast Fingers, everyone brought up the Black River tours and just how incredible those were. Talk to me about the first tour, just what that was like. Just give me an overview of the first tour.
The first tour we did. The first tour was like I picked up Martin Winkler in Munich,
Uh-huh.
and then we drove to Freiburg for a skate shop contest, fingerboard contest there. It was the first
That was the first one.
tour we did.
When was the first U.S. tour for Blackriver?
2009?
2009, yes.
What was that like going overseas?
You're going to
That
Mike.
was that was crazy. Like
Rendezvous.
because it was
Yeah.
the first tour outside of Europe.
Mhm.
So I think
And the big
Be-
one was
just
11
because you
people.
mentioned all the team riders talking about the tours, like maybe it's interesting to know that from the beginning we said like fingerboarding is, it's not just like some product we want to sell. It was also like coming from the skate scene. We thought it's important to create a culture,
Yeah.
like a subculture, like in skateboarding, and this is why we started doing events right from the beginning, because we thought it's a very important part to develop a community and a scene so people can hang out and actually meet. So this was one of our main goals from the beginning, and this is how it ended up having tours. But the US tour was legendary, I would say,
Yeah.
because we were so many people, like 10 people in a big van, and Martin and me were the only drivers.
Wow.
We visited Mike back then.
Mhm.
Was it the
Rendezvous.
first rendezvous?
No,
I
the
don't know.
sixth something.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was early on. There you go. Yeah, that's everyone we talked to. Everyone, when we asked about their favorite memories from, the 25 years of Blackriver, everyone was like the tours.
Tours.
The tours.
Yeah,
So.
the last tour in last year. No, this year. It was this year.
This year in Boston.
Boston. No, last year the Holland tour,
Netherlands.
the Netherlands tour. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was a little bit. The last years was a little bit over tours,
Uh-huh.
like burned out.
Just burned out on
traveling.
traveling. Uh-huh.
And yeah, the Netherlands tour was like the first one since 8 years something, where I was on the road with
Your tour.
my
Yeah,
tour
yeah.
with the guys. It was fire, like
Yeah.
bringing me back.
Yeah. When are we going to get you back in the U.S. though? When are we going to be on a Blackriver U.S. tour?
Yeah, I'm personally was little thinking about the fall time going there, visiting Mike and coming to you guys too.
Oh yeah, you got to stop by Slushcult.
So
It's incredible.
Let's see what the fall brings.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I slowly comes back to feeling comfortable traveling. Let's
Yeah.
say like this.
Absolutely. Especially when you're burned out, it can be a good experience because traveling's fun.
Yeah,
But not when you're burned out.
it stopped was like around 2016, 17, where I was like, I don't want to travel anymore that much.
Yeah.
And then I was hard to get me 2019 to LA and to Mike, but in
Okay.
the end I was one week longer there because it was so fun.
It's so fun. If you can talk about one tour memory that comes to mind, what would that be, both of you? One tour memory that just really sticks out to
One
you.
tour memory
Yeah.
was at the US tour.
Okay.
We arrived at the airport. And it was so crazy. We arrived at the airport and we had a lot of products with us in
Yeah.
our luggage.
Uh-huh.
So, and we were like really concerning, like hope we get to the custom and shit
Yeah.
with so many people and all with Blackriver, like logos.
Yeah.
And we hope the custom would see us as a business trip, man,
Yeah.
something like that. And then we waited in Philly at the airport. We waited in a big hall.
Uh-huh.
Timo Lieben was lost. So they picked him up
Yeah,
at the
Did
custom.
they really pick him up?
he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
at the Homeland Security
Yes. And then they had a big
back office.
back office, like big box of luggage was like t-shirts in,
Yeah.
Berlinwood shirts. We told him, say it's yours, but the t-shirts
Personal
are
use.
Timo, the huge guy, and like S shirts, size
Yeah.
shirts and stuff like a lot.
But I
So
think this was not that much.
this
a
was not the
problem.
but we think about shit. They grabbed him with all the shirts and stuff, and then we waited and waited, and there was a long floor. And I remember I was staying with, was it with you? We went 2-person watching with Timo coming. The other was waiting there, and then we saw some security cops, people walking.
Yeah,
with
some officers,
with
some
the Fingerboard magazine, looking on it and watching the people. And we're like, we saw this. What?
Yeah,
the
we thought
fuck?
they were looking for us because they caught Timo with all that stuff, and every one of us had products, so we got really paranoid and we fled from the airport.
Yeah, I screamed.
We
Break up
run-
all the guys, and we were all running.
We
to the
run
airport.
to the rental car. We
10 people.
jumped like we were
Okay.
like super crazy standing at the rental car booth. I thought that guy. I mean, he must have thought we are like weirdos. Give us the key, give us the key, and then we all jumped in the car, threw our stuff, and drove under a bridge in Philly and waited for Timo's call.
Wow.
We drove on the highway, and the first
Exit?
we
Yeah.
drive and was standing under a bridge. All the people like the heart was pumping.
Man.
Like what the fuck?
That's crazy. If the
This-
U.S. government is listening to this is all alleged. None of this actually happened.
An
Don't worry about it.
hour later, Timo called. Hey, you guys can pick me up.
Okay, so he's fine. Yeah, he made it through with all the shirts.
Yeah.
The moment
We
when we
picked him up, it
the
was
10
all
person
good.
running through the airport, we have
I
to
love that.
go away from the cops. Shit, they've sent us back to Germany.
Yeah.
It was like,
That's crazy. What about you? What's one of your favorite memories?
so
I
many.
have to think.
I love
It
how
wa-
in the
maybe it
background Chris
was-
Kraft is just
yeah.
snoring.
I have something which is also relating on the US tour, but it's another thing. It was just basically Dimitri, Elias, and me.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it was a real tour, but let's say travel.
It was a
Okay.
gig
Traveling
for,
counts
it was
as
the gig
well.
for Hermes. The
Yeah,
clothing
Hermes,
company,
like
Hermes.
this luxury fashion brand, and they
Okay.
just thought fingerboarding is cool, and so they produced this fingerboard clip. And then they called and they wanted to book us for a fashion show, and
That's
then
tight.
I flew to San Francisco with the boys, and we ended up at this fashion show in a luxury shop. That was fun. Like the boys all got tailored suits and stuff like
Yeah,
this.
manicure.
They
and
went to
Really?
manicure, yeah, and they checked us in the Palace Hotel. And when we just arrived, they said, "You don't have to care for anything. It's all covered by the credit card from
Yeah.
Hermes." And
Yeah.
it was just weird, like, jumping in this luxury fashion world. So it was something very special. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That's awesome. All right, transitioning now to the Blackriver team. Obviously, that's a huge part of the brand. There are some companies or even some skateboard or fingerboard companies that don't have teams. Can you speak to the benefits of having a team to represent your brand? How important is the team to Blackriver?
It's huge important.
Very important.
I mean, same with the events, as I said, that we wanted to create the same for fingerboarding as it already existed with skateboarding.
Mhm.
Like Martin had team riders from the beginning because we thought this is important. Like,
Yeah, to show what
it's a
fingerboarding
parallel.
can be like, like
Yeah.
all the different styles and not only based on the best skills, so the character, other skills in life,
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we are choosing.
Okay.
when
Sounds
we
good.
Bring
What
people
goes
in the game.
Yeah, what goes into looking for new team riders? Like, how do you actively look for team riders? Do people kind of approach you, or what's that situation like?
Not actively,
Not active.
just when it comes.
When it
Then
happens.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like Martin sees someone and says like, "Oh, what the fuck!" Like, super crazy skills, cool person. I want to have that. So it's sometimes spontaneous, and in other cases it's we know the person for a long time. For example, Stolli. We've
Mhm.
been knowing Stolli for many years,
Mhm.
and at some point I just thought, like, I like that guy so much. Like, he must be on our team.
Yeah.
Like, he's a super skilled fingerboarder. He is like, for me, one of the best people out there, just
Oh, he's
because
great.
he's so kind and
He's a sweetheart.
yeah.
We love Stolly.
Yeah, Fast Fingers was bringing Blackriver 2 new team riders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Watch
Um,
out for the future.
Yeah, more for the future. Okay, that's awesome. When it comes to picking who gets like a pro ramp, is there like a line, or is it just they
It's
kind of
just comes
approach
out
you?
of nothing, kind of like, let's say.
Yeah.
How it So there's nothing
Yeah,
planned.
team
nothing
riders
planned.
come up with ideas.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say, "Oh, I have an idea for a pro ramp," or sometimes Martin has an idea for some pro ramp or pro model.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone wanted to get sponsored by Black River, what you're saying is sending you a bunch of DMs of their clips and stuff is not the way to go.
No, not at all.
Nope.
We would just be, whatever.
Be present, be
Yeah.
around, be cool, be
Go
be
to
yourself.
events, show up,
Yeah.
be a
I like
nice
that.
person.
Okay.
One guy at the one new team rider, he expressed me with his slowness
Yeah.
and what's that? Beruhigt or
Yeah, very calm.
very calm.
Okay.
This impressed me, and an insane skill level.
From Fast Fingers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No. As the one of the two new riders.
Okay.
Has this. This was the point I chose him.
Okay.
Was
So
like
we gotta
this
do our research. Look for a
Yeah.
fingerboard that's really calm.
calm. He
really
was the
good.
calm
Man.
starter
He's
at
really
the
calm.
at the best trick round.
Ah, I see. Okay.
He was so calm that people were sleeping around.
I like
the,
that.
The stage, they're all sleeping, falling to sleep. 'cause
Now
he
you,
was so
now you got my
calm
wheels
and-
turning. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the
Yeah.
footage and
Watch the footage.
check it out.
The footage he writes when all the people sleeping and being
That's
like, no,
awesome.
no.
Aside from the tours, another big thing that Black River is a part of is the Fingerboard Cons. We've already had Fingerboard Con 1, which I believe that's Six Skate, Black River, Slush Cult. We just did Fingerboard Con 2. I assume there's plans for Fingerboard Con 3. But what does Fingerboard Con mean to Black River? Like, how important is that to Black River?
I think it's really cool. It was Vito's idea from Six Skates. He came to us and asked whether we want to be part of it because he said he can't do it alone. And like when I heard it, like when he introduced the concept to me, I thought like, oh, well, that's great. Like that's a super cool new event format. You know, it's one thing was like the hanging out, like at Mike's, just fingerboarding all day long, you know, meeting up and fingerboarding. And the other one is like the contest format. And yeah, I just thought it's crazy. It's crazily good because it's more than, it offers more insights for like
Just bringing new
for
people
the
in.
panel discussion. So it's interesting. You get to know new stuff. Plus there are some other small brands represented, which usually are not that much seen. So it's a platform for them to connect. And yeah, all in all, it was great to meet everyone. And
I like that.
yeah,
So definitely Fingerboard Con 3 at some point.
yeah, at some point.
Okay. Are you going to be at Fingerboard Con 3?
Not this year, I think, because
I will.
for us we were at Mike's already this year,
Okay.
and now Fast Fingers and the 25th anniversary. So
I know.
otherwise, it will be too much for us, I guess.
Yeah. Well, now that Fast Fingers weekend is behind us, now you can take a breath. Can
Yeah.
relax.
We need.
Yeah, definitely.
We should.
Yeah. Because everyone's running around. When we came in, this guy was going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Fast Fingers is amazing, and I love that everyone enjoys it. So it's worth the effort. But for us, like that's the little downside. Like
Yeah.
like the little crying eye is that so many people come out, and you know there are a lot of people you know for a long time, and you would like to hang out and chat and just be relaxed. But every one of us has so much work, so we barely have time to hang out and with everyone, especially because it's so many people as well. So it's a rush and a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I enjoy the
Crazy
days
rush.
afterwards when you have a chance to hang out with the people a little more.
I like
The
that.
people who stay, yeah,
Okay.
like you now.
I know. There you go. Well, Fingerboard Con 3. I need to see you there, Martin.
Yeah, I have to.
I think you're gonna have fun.
I know.
I think you're gonna have a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It's gonna be great.
This
sure.
year I just went because he didn't want to.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know the
Martin.
issue with the traveling. Like,
Okay. You get a pass for the first 2, 3. You don't get a pass. You need to be there, Martin.
I know.
All right.
I know.
To wrap it up, I would like to know, and this is a big question. Your writers got the same question, and they were just like, "What?" But 25 years, what is the top memory in Blackriver 25-year history that comes to mind as like your tippy top memory? What was that moment for you? What's your happy moment with Blackriver in the past 25 years?
I had a lot.
I imagine you've had a lot.
When I have the last weeks I was thinking about, so what I pick if someone asked me this. For me personally, it was like when we had the art show in Los Angeles with Tony Alva.
I love that.
Tony Alva stands in front of my photos and pointing, and he got stoked. This was like, what the fuck?
That's
I created in Bavaria in the nowhere.
Yeah.
Something, and ended up with Tony Alva and his art gallery and making an art show with this guy. This was like
when you were sessioning your friends.
The evening, staying there and
seeing
Tony Alva in front of my pictures. It was like,
that's wild. Did you ever imagine something like that?
Goosebumps now.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's crazy. He's a legend. Did you ever imagine you'd be there when you were sessioning your friend's mini ramp?
No.
Did you think of any of this was possible?
I realized this is a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Since I was going to the city and the later I want to save the name Blackriver. I was knowing that it was a big thing.
Yeah, 25
right,
years.
But
it's huge.
This was, I can tell 100 those moments, but
yeah,
I'd see it as my skateboarder's view thing was like, this was like, what the fuck?
It was beautiful.
Tony fucking Alva.
I like that. I like that. What about you, Miss Denise?
Yeah, I just started thinking when you asked. Maybe it sounds stupid, but actually last weekend,
okay,
like the Fast Fingers and the 25th anniversary thing, because so many people came out, like so many new faces, so many people from all over the world. Like I thought it was crazy, and just like seeing those people having fun, everyone celebrating fingerboarding, and
seeing the people growing up.
There were just positive vibes, like everyone was super happy. I thought that was great. Like,
absolutely.
I had this before at another Fast Fingers when the first time all the European fingerboarders came, like the Portuguese scene and the Spanish guys, and that was in 2008. But I think like this weekend now, it was not the Fast Fingers where I had the most fun, I have to admit, because of the work.
Yeah.
So I did not have that much time to hang around and enjoy, but it just really blew my mind, like how
far it was going.
how many people came, how positive everyone was, and it was just like, fuck yeah, we created that over the years. So
it's huge.
Made me a little, like, sounds stupid, but a little proud, kind of.
No, you honestly, you should be very proud, both of you, because it's an
crazy
accomplishment.
Moment when we both stayed on the bench and all the people, and I told you
it's incredible.
70% of the people we know from over the years, not really all personal, but we know them.
Yeah, you've seen the faces.
We saw them growing up, like they come to the Fast Fingers 8 with 15, and now they parents with kids, still there and
still
crazy
coming,
level,
still session.
So many old and new, also new faces. Like that's good.
Or like Dimitri Schlotthauer, he was gone for scene the last
World
years,
champ,
and he come now. He has a flowering shop, and he's
that's beautiful.
It's awesome to see all this stuff.
If you had to, so with all the people that have supported Blackriver over the last 25 years, if you had to just speak directly to them right now, what would you say to all your supporters that are going to be watching this?
Thank you so much from my heart. Fingerboarding.
Love that.
Yeah. Thanks for the support over all the years. Thank you for believing in fingerboarding. Thank you for everything, like all the energy which you also put in fingerboarding, whatever it is, whether it's a YouTube video or a podcast or a shop or
showing someone fingerboarding.
Yeah, showing someone fingerboarding. Yeah, making the whole thing grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, on behalf of the whole scene of fingerboarding, I want to thank you both for your contributions to this amazing hobby of ours. And it's an honor to sit here with you and to have this conversation. And I can't thank you enough for this incredible, incredible weekend. So thank you both.
Yep. Thank you too.
Much love.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Bigspin Podcast. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Martin and Denise, Blackriver, thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.